episode of Waifu Wars. I am the mama who's glad at least one of my three men ain't gay, Doo.
And I am Gojo's personal succubus, Super Soproni.
And welcome back to the next episode of Waifu Wars, where we talk about all things anime, the good, the bad, the weeb, but not the waifu, because she is trash. What's up, Bunny?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, Drew?
Oh, I was tired, but then I made myself this bomb ass cup of chai, of chai tea. It has a shit ton of sugar, and I'm just like, man, the 11-year-old in me is very happy right now.
Sugar.
Bitch, I am not going to sleep tonight. Sleep? Who is she? That's okay, because I do it in the name of making great content. Yay! Content. Speaking of which, let's get right into it with our new segment, This Week in Anime. And according to Anime News Network, Jujutsu Kaisen Zero film earns $8.68 million on Friday. Is set to debut at number 2 in the United States in terms of the opening weekend, only behind the Batman.
That's pretty good. It's not Demon Slayer numbers, but it's pretty good.
I mean, it's gonna get there. Apparently, Variety, the entertainment news source, projects that the film will earn $19 million in its debut weekend, which will take it very close to Demon Slayer, just shy of 2.2 million. Let's see. I don't think. Yeah, and I don't think it's broken any records. I don't think it beat Demon Slayer in any way, shape, or form. But I've definitely seen some people who watched it already, and they're like, "Oh my god, I loved it!" Rah!
I still have to watch the series.
Someone watched the movie without watching the series, and they were like, "Whoa, this is dope! I had to watch the series now."
It happened. That's how you know you're successful, when people just watch an out of order movie and they go back and rewatch the whole series.
I mean, that's how I got into that's how I got into Fate. Yeah, I started with the Unlimited Blade Works movie, which everyone hated.
That was like the worst way to get into Fate. Holy shit!
I don't know. It's
you're a trooper.
Not anymore. I thought it was good for the fact that it was like the first movie. Because I feel like because it's not that good, I think that's
wasn't it one movie?
Yeah, just one movie.
They tried to cram all of Unlimited Blade Works into one movie.
Yes, and it was a lot, but because I didn't watch any other series from the Fate world.
Right.
To me, that was fine. I was like, I have good memories of it.
Fine.
It was fine, and unfortunately, I watched the Dean's version and was very upset.
See, it's the opposite for me, but like I like the Dean version because it's the first one I saw, and I'm like, oh, I like this, and I have nothing to compare it against. But now that I've seen all the other ones, I'm just like, oh my god. Although I'm still fond of the Dean version, It has a whole special place in my heart.
Yes, like because it was your first.
Yes.
And like most people's first, it wasn't that good, but hey, it was your first one, so what are you gonna do?
Exactly.
So that's the first bit of news, and secondly, Netflix announces animated Tekken Bloodline TV show. So Tekken gets a TV show. It's not live action, so don't worry.
Oh my god.
Right. It is CG, so maybe worry a little bit. But no, their CG.
Oh god, no.
Their CG game is not awful. That's not bad. Oh shit, what's that one? Was it like the dragon thing? The one that like does like Dota?
Is it just Dota?
It's like Dota something. Hold on, Dota Dragon's Blood.
Okay.
Yeah, that was that was actually pretty good. Have you watched that?
No, I don't like Dota. I hate Dota.
Oh, like you mean the game, like the game series in general?
Yes.
I mean, I never played it, so
Imagine League, but like somehow
yeah.
10 times more toxic and 100 times more difficult.
Yeah, no, I've definitely heard the rumors, which is why I never bothered playing it because I already hate League. So, but the TV show was cute. Like I love the story. It gets really crazy, and yeah, it's pretty good. Oh, this is not CG. It's okay, so I may have lied about that. Arcane.
Wait, is it live action? Oh, okay.
Arcane is like CG, and that was good.
I wouldn't call Arcane CG. That's more like distinct stylistic animation.
But it's a heavy CG.
Some
element.
of it is CG.
It is a heavy CG element. That's incredibly. How are you talking about?
Arcane wasn't that CG.
What?
It really. I think you're thinking of something else.
I feel like it. In my mind, it's where it's in the plane where CG needs to go. Like we should head to this place.
I don't remember that much. Maybe I don't know. It looked more cel shaded, like to me. Maybe it's so CG that I can't even tell, or it's so good I can't even tell it's CG at all.
I don't know. Maybe I'm not. I know nothing about animation, so maybe I'm wrong.
If you know if Arcane is CG or not, let me know in the comments.
So yeah,
I mean, I'm sure there's some CG elements to it, but
so yeah, it's kind of it's kind of giving like some of it's CG. I feel like I don't know. It's weird. It's weird, but I don't know. I kind of like it only because it lines up with the kind of how like the animation of like the fighting in the actual video game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what in the trailer when you see people actually hitting each other, you see like the little visual effects that you see in the video game, which I think is really cool.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, it's like it's done for a reason. Yeah, is it the prettiest thing? No, but I feel like it won't be bad. I'm looking forward to it. I'm optimistic.
All right, that's good. I'm glad you have optimism.
Right.
For Netflix productions.
What?
I'm glad you're still optimistic for Netflix productions.
Listen, they're very hit or miss.
They're extraordinarily hit or miss. They're like, here's a masterpiece. Now here's god-awful garbage.
I mean, they are...
no in-between.
You know they did Comey, right?
Yeah, well, the anime that they the anime that they do is more like they produce it or something. They don't actually do it.
Produce, do, tomato. But Castlevania, they...
Yeah, all right, so Castlevania, like Arcane, Castlevania, but then you have, what, Death Note?
Yeah.
What's all the other horrible, horrendous shows they have?
People don't like Seven Deadly Sins, right?
Yeah, the whole god animation on that is horrible.
Yeah, so... Fair enough. And to be fair, that's one of the older ones, one of the older series.
Yeah, I got to think, because usually when I see a horrible Netflix show, I just erase it from my mind, so I have to think about them.
Yeah, they definitely have. For all the bad ones they definitely have some really good ones.
Yeah. But there's no in between. There's very few that are just like, oh, that was a nice show. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad.
The Way of the House Husband.
I haven't seen it.
I would say that's like on the side of being good. It's not a masterpiece, but it's good. Like I enjoyed it. But yeah, Tekken Bloodline coming in 2022 on Netflix.
Be there or be square.
Not an ad.
Yeah, definitely not sponsored by Netflix.
Right? Oh, could you imagine?
I wish.
Right. Yeah. Word. All right. So now that we're done with the news, it's time to start our weekly reviews, and we are going to start with why am I in fall 2021? We're gonna start with Attack on Titan, final season, part 2, episode 11, which is going to be half of my episode of the week.
Same. I mean, how could it not be? It's like
right.
probably the best episode of this half of
Yeah,
the season.
kind of like this was. I have a special place in my heart for the scenes where they're not fighting Titans and they're fighting each other.
Yeah, I really like that because I always remember, or it reminds me way back in like season 1. I think there was a specific line where I forget if it was Aaron or Mikasa. I think it was Aaron, where he's like, "Oh, why do you even have to learn how to fight other people? It's not like we'll ever use this hand-to-hand combat stuff." And now it's just like that's all they do.
All they do is kill people.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, oh, when was the last time they killed a Titan? And I was like, the answer is actually like a few episodes ago, like 2 or 3 episodes ago.
It's few and far between now.
Yeah, exactly.
Now the real, it's like the real enemy is us all along.
Yeah, very, very much. I feel like that's how it always happens.
It is, but this is better than stuff like that does it horribly, like Walking Dead.
Yeah, I like Negan, but yeah. Yeah, it was just a big all-out brawl, where the forces are, Flock's forces, the Jaegerists, start fighting with everybody, and I gotta say, seems like everyone quickly got over the whole "we can't kill our own people" thing really quickly.
Yeah, I'll give them a pass for it because they're kind of like in a situation where it's like,
I
kind of really need to do this.
Yeah, no, like I feel like once that's the thing. I feel like once they do their first kill, it's like they're just like, let's just slaughter everybody. I mean, I always knew Mikasa was about that life.
Well, yeah, Mikasa was always there, but Connie was like, "Okay, I did my first kill. All right, time to turn into badass mode." Where I just
I love how everyone had those moments where they were really badass. It wasn't just the Mikasa show, even though a lot of it was the Mikasa show.
She was definitely the headliner of the show.
Right, she was the headliner. But she wasn't the only act. You're right. Like Connie had his really cool moment where he's like slicing up, cutting up people, and I feel like you or someone else asked, like, "Whoa, when did Connie get so da-da-da?" And I was like, keep in mind, Connie was trained under Levi. In most cases, he was a scout. He was part of the scout division, which is the one where you actually do stuff, like actually kill Titans. And 3, he's been doing this for years now.
That is all true, but anytime they show Connie do anything, it's usually him fucking up and being like a comedic relief moment. So I'm like, oh shit, Connie just actually.
I mean, they kind of left those in like season 3. So
we also haven't seen anyone not named Aaron do stuff since season 3.
Right. So he's doing stuff. I mean, I knew John was also about that life. He's out there sniping people. Annie and Reiner, they were cool fighting and kicking them around until they had to like essentially be literal meat shields, getting blown to bits.
Yeah, I kind of like that though, because it's like when the series first started and they were like, "Oh my god, the armored Titan, the female Titan." Like they were just manhandling everybody,
right?
Like they would kill hundreds of scouts, and no one could stop them. Now it's like, oh, bitch, we got thunder spears. Yeah. We're elite scouts now.
They suffer from the typical we're nerfed now that we're on the good side syndrome.
Yeah,
the
I feel like it makes
good
sense
side
here.
Syndrome.
Since the Jaegerists would have so much experience in this area, they're like, we're elites here.
Yeah.
So now they're like they're nowhere near as much of a threat.
Yeah, absolutely. Falco transforms for first time, and his thing is really fucking cool.
His Titan is the coolest.
Awesome. I think it might be the coolest one in general.
Yes, it very much is. It has a beak, and I'm thinking because it's his Falcon, and that's so cool. I'm all for that.
Right, like I love that he has like a face and then like the jaws in front of the face. Almost like a helmet.
He's so fucking bad. Why does Ymir's jaw titan look so ugly and everyone else's just looks really cool?
Not everybody's.
What? What's his name had a good jaw titan?
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about him.
Who are you talking about?
Peak. Hers is gross.
Oh, I meant specifically jaw, not.
Okay. I was gonna say you're like, I thought you said like, oh, everyone else's is so much cooler. I'm like, what are you talking about? Peaks is.
I will agree.
Peaks is horrendous. And every time she talks in it, it makes me want to like I hate it.
I'm not a big fan of Peak. So I love Peak, but her titan's a bit
like,
not easy on the eyes.
I'm like, can you please talk outside? Like, can you just use it as like a boombox and just like hear your normal nice voice?
Of all the titans, I had, like, if I were to wake up in bed and look out my window and see a titan staring at me, I think if I saw Peak, I would just immediately just die on the spot.
No.
Like, oh my god, that face looking at you.
I mean, I feel like they're all pretty terrifying.
They're all pretty terrifying, but not in the same way Peak is.
I don't know. Like, I feel like Aaron's
disgusting,
also
terrifying.
Yeah, Aaron's.
Well, Aaron's would be cool. I'd be like, oh my god, that cool ass Titan's gonna kill me. Oh.
Right. How could I forget? You're still a boy deep down inside somewhere.
Yeah. With Peak's Titan, I'd be like, oh my god, this freaky nightmare fuel with the long face is gonna chew me slowly. Also, she does chew slowly. Like, she ate that one guy and was just like chewing while everyone else was shooting at her.
Oh yeah, leaving this like there's like a I don't know, pan to her like doing something. She just had the had a dude in her mouth. I'm like, what? Oh my god, that was wild. And also at the end, Chadis and Magath, the two old OGs, sacrificed themselves in a moment being badass and cool as hell.
Yeah, that was actually a very sad scene. I almost teared up in that scene. That was actually pretty cool.
I don't know what it is, but the Commander Magath, like, I think outside of his uniform, he can get it. Yeah,
it was cool that he was wearing the scout uniform.
He looked really good in it. I was like, yes, you're doing something for my thing for older gentlemen.
But what about Shadis? Can he not get it?
It's something about his eyes. They look a little like I haven't eaten / I may have been doing some drugs for like a long time in my life and then decided to stop at one point. I guess maybe. That's what Shadis is giving me. So it's like he
has very skeleton looking face.
Right. It's kind of scary. It's not giving. Like if you just remove those shadows, I'd be like, sure, he can join on in.
He needs a makeover.
He needs something he needs sleep. He needs sleep. I mean, I guess in some case he got the best sleep, the eternal rest.
Yeah. He'll finally get to sleep now, I guess.
Right. Also, I'm totally fine with the fact that Marley's gonna get wiped off the map.
Oh yeah,
randomly.
No, I feel like that's good.
I'm like, yeah, it's kind of what they deserve. That's a lot of it.
My thinking on this is going to be, well, my theory is Marley and Paradise are just going to be wiped off the map, and it's just going to be those two countries. Like, they'll somehow stop the rumbling before Aaron wipes out the world, and it'll just be like these two countries reap the the seeds that they sowed.
Right. Where's Liberio?
I don't remember. Isn't it like by the? Well, it's where Annie's father is.
That's where he's from. Okay, got it. All right, that's all I need to know. I was like, what the fuck's Liberio, and why is it important? Because I really
it's hard to keep track of all these mythical or fictional countries when I'm watching this and the other show that we're watching.
Right. Yeah.
Hero.
Exactly.
Tensai Ouji. Yeah, I'm like, goddamn, so many mythical countries.
Exactly. That's how I straight up was just like, I don't know who she is. I don't know her. Yeah, can't wait for next week, which is the last episode? Question mark.
Yeah, so we're definitely getting a movie or another season. There's no way.
Yep.
The last Attack on Titan, the final season, part 3.
Part 3. Yum. Oh, excuse me. All right, moving on to Sono wa koi wo suru. Episode 11, which is probably most likely both of our episodes of the weeks.
Yep.
Yep.
For very different reasons from Attack on Titan.
Yes. This was
This got spicy.
Wow, very much so.
But now I feel like they can't top this. Like they can't get any edgier than this episode was.
I mean, there's only one more episode, so
I know, but it's like it can't get spicier than this one was. So
it doesn't need to.
My expectations for next episode are gonna be like,
It doesn't need to.
Doesn't it though?
No, this is fine. This is fine. They can focus on being more sappy next episode.
Fine. I'm just happy for my boy Gojo. He getting it in, or at least he was almost about to get it in.
This weird, slightly homosexual obsession you have with
He's
Gojo.
my bro. I'm looking out. See, Drew, this is what a wingman does. They look out for their bros, right? I want him to succeed in life.
You're not his wingman. You're doing nothing for him.
I am cheering him on.
I cheer you on all the time. What does that mean? You're just mad because I only cheer you on. I do that all the time.
Sure you do.
What? I always want you to be happy. What? What are you talking about?
Anyway, so yeah, Gojo being the boss this episode that he is. It's just really fun to watch.
Yeah. First of all, still gagged that the Love Hotel was $59 per hour.
Yeah, we were like, oh, that's such a good price, $59 a night.
And they're like an hour. I'm like, and you only have one sex toy.
They only had 2 condoms. Why only 2? What if I'm paying for an hour? I'm like, we need at least like 6 or 7 condoms.
I want handcuffs, dildos.
I want a stripper pole,
flashlights, a harness. I don't know. In case he wants to get pegged.
It has to be more than just a bed, a massager, and 2 condoms.
Sex swing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really digging through my repertoire. Anal beads.
Yeah. Imagine. Now that you mentioned it, they could have gone a lot more spicy in this episode.
Right. Candles and wax.
All right, you're just turning this into like a BDSM dungeon, all right?
What? I mean, listen. Oh, first of all, by the way, the other day I was trying to light my friend's candle, and I don't know. I usually, which usually works in a lot of cases, I just turned it upside down so like I wouldn't be burning myself just to light it. But then like I took too long, and it started like the wax kind of dripped onto me. I was like, oh my god, it's hot, and I was like, wait, that was that hot. Oh, that felt.
All right, so now you have interesting. Now you just like to get wax stripped on you. Cool.
I don't know. I feel like that might be a thing I might explore in the future. But anywho,
I'll tell you how that goes.
Right. So they explain the manga that she's drawing inspiration from, and it's called
Suck Dick.
Huh? It's called Suck IDK.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't worry, we both definitely thought it said suck dick. Like you were not alone. You were not alone with that assumption. You were not.
Good, because that's the immediate word association I got when I see IDK.
Right.
And suck right before it. All right.
Right. Exactly.
I feel like that was intentional.
I feel like it. I mean, if it was, haha, that's cute. But I feel like it wasn't at the same time. Yeah, the manga is pretty wholesome because it's about some stuff. That's so funny. It's like, I'm succubus, I'm trying to sleep with you. But then it's like, oh, it's a cute thing. I feel like this is something, yeah, something that right up Oni's alley.
Oh yeah, I would totally watch the hell out of that anime or read the manga.
Yeah, 100%. But let's see. Yeah, Gojo had some things, was doing some things that, much to Oni's pleasure, solidified that he is still very much a growing boy.
Yes, can I just say I didn't want to mention it, but now that you brought it up, you can't blame me for being Gojo centric. But I like that he's I like when he.
I like you saying you can't blame me for being Gojo centric, as if me bringing this.
But you brought it up. Now I can. You brought it up. Now I can talk about it. So it's not me. It's not me for being Gojo.
Go ahead. I think you already were before we started talking about it. But go ahead.
I like that scene where he's just like he turns on the TV and it's like a porno playing, and he quickly turns it off and he just turns it back on, just lowers the volume.
And yeah, and then I think maybe he fast forwards to it, because it sounds like it was fast forward.
Yeah, I just feel like that is totally something most men would do in that situation. So again, relatable moment with Gojo. I just like that he's so relatable.
Yeah, but it's not. And I'll admit, I like that it's relatable, but it's not creepy.
Yeah, he's not creepy, a sleazy slime ball type of character. He's not a pervy character. It's just he's still respectful and a gentleman, but he's also married to.
Yeah, he's also a teenage boy. At the end of the day. By the way, her outfit was amazing. She's definitely the better Liz. I would say now, instead of
all right, I will agree with that only because Marin is beautiful.
Exactly. Instead of, I would just say at this point, Liz is just an uglier Marin at this point, and
wow,
all the Liz haters in chat, come at me, bro.
Well, they're
Liz lovers. Sorry, Liz lovers. All Liz lovers in chat
they'll come at you to give you a hug, maybe.
Right.
The scene. By the way, the scene where she just gives Gojo a condom. I like how free spirited and out of the loop Marin can also be. So she just gives Gojo a condom. Which, listen, as far as I'm concerned, that's foreshadowing. That is, what's that thing called? Chekov's gun. That is Chekov's condom. All right. That's going to come up later in the series, mark my words. There's no reason why they would introduce these condoms if they didn't play some more significant role later on.
Okay, well.
That is my theory. A game theory.
And we'll see if that happens. I mean, it might be a factor in something.
Not necessarily them fucking, but,
Yeah, right. Maybe a slapstick moment where he's hold her, and then the condom falls out. The condom falls out, and then grandfather finds it, exactly, and then he's like, oh my god.
Faints again, falls down the stairs.
Right, exactly.
That, or maybe he's alone with Juju and she sees the condom ring, it's the wrong idea or something. So it'll come up.
Yeah, it's coming.
Also, guys, don't keep condoms in your wallet.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, I need to take mine out. Yeah,
apparently it can melt the latex, and it can also puncture the condom.
Yeah, where's my condom? There you are. Goodbye, Trustex strawberry latex condom. Strawberry
Get a personal
flavored
condom wallet and keep it in there. I don't know if they make those, but I feel like they definitely do. Why would you have a
personal condom wallet?
That
defeats the purpose.
How?
Because it's still gonna get warm.
No, it'd be a specialized wallet for condoms. It's meant to protect the condom and keep it. I don't know.
How are they gonna isolate the heat? What kind of material would you use for that?
It'd use very cooling material, maybe steel, cold steel.
Yeah.
Listen, if this doesn't exist, I'm pretty sure this exists. But if it doesn't, I'm about to be right back. I'm on my way to the patent office.
Right. Well, I wish you all luck in that endeavor.
$1 million idea right here.
But yeah, so I love how when she straddles when Marin straddles Gojo, she it seemed very playful, and of course we were all thinking what we were thinking. And then it was such a wholesome moment, and she's like, "Oh my god, it's fun," and I'm just like, "Oh, that's so cute." And then they pause, and then they hear their neighbors,
Mm-hmm.
and then he's like, "Oh, I have a girl on my lap," and let's just say he has risen with
Yes.
that realization.
It's a Gojo rises.
But even in that sense, you know,
I like how intense it got. Like that was a really
yeah,
high tension moment. Like them just grabbing
it
each other and like
was.
breathing super heavy.
Exactly, because he was like girl, get off my get off my erection.
But first off, Gojo's erection is he's packing heat because his erection lifted Marin up.
That's not what happened.
It lifted her butt.
That it.
Go look at the GIF in Mementos or not Mementos Midnight.
I really hate that.
We need it for research.
Right, let me just put all this.
If I can find it.
Oh, I found it. I mean, that was just for anime purposes, and you don't need. You do not need. Fun fact: you do not need a big enough dick to make a bulge that big.
It doesn't need to be hard.
Yeah, so he doesn't necessarily need to be packing to do that.
Also, it spreads her cheeks just a bit. This is really great animation. When you think like the detail of animation in this is actually amazing. Like they put so much effort into this one little scene.
Yeah, and
I appreciate it. I'm here for it.
There's a way that you really laser focused in on this erection.
It's one of the most important scenes in anime history, Drew.
And you know what the sad thing is? I feel like that might be true.
That might be true. That's a new standard for animation.
In terms of like the history of like ecchi, that might be one of the scenes that are just like it might be close with the with maybe like the Bakemonogatari scene.
Yeah, I was gonna say the toothbrushing scene.
Exactly, it might be up there.
And also like that Marin and Gojo actually didn't end in a you baka blah blah type of moment. They were leaning into it. Like they were relaxing a bit. Marin was getting closer to him.
Exactly. So there was some stuff was about to happen.
They didn't get cock blocked.
Oh, that's the saddest part. But yeah, I still like that. You know, in that whole moment, Gojo was still kind of respectful. Literally, the moment he felt it, he was like, "Oh my god, get off me!" Which I'm just like, oh, Gojo, you're so great. Nice, I love you. I really hate that how like we both like Gojo a lot for very different reasons. I feel like all your reasons are just
I like him because he's a homie.
You like him because he gets his dick hard and likes porn, but he's not like weird. But he's not a pervert. Like your reasons for him are very homoerotic, and I just don't understand. I don't know what
you're talking about. It's just a bro ship.
Understand?
It's a bro ship.
You literally you were the one who told me, the gay person, be like, "Hey, look at his erection."
That's what bros do. Gotta support each other. Man, it's not gay if it's just done for support.
You are literally like you're taking every line out of every like straight bro porn fantasy that I've seen. You're taking every line, like you're going down like the whole list of stereotypes. I'm like, okay, yeah,
Listen, it's a trade-off. I help I wingman for Gojo. He hooks up with Marin. He helps me out with Juju. We all win. All right. That's how wingmanning works.
Yep. I mean, I don't think he needs your help. Just like I did not, but I mean, not like you ever helped. Not like you ever helped, but
yeah, I wouldn't.
Because you never have.
I because I don't want to.
I mean, but you never. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
because I don't want to.
No, because the gag is you never did. But and yet you're mad at me because. Well, you're not mad at me, but then you say I'm a bad wingman. So I'm just like,
you are a bad wingman. Listen,
at
least I've never
actively. We're both bad wingmen.
No, I haven't done anything just to hinder you. At least I haven't done anything. You've actually sabotaged me.
Oh my god! All right, cool.
But that's a story for another time.
Anyways, all right.
Go refer to the VOD on our channel about this.
Right, exactly. Oh, yeah, go the one about salsa. That one.
Yeah, that one.
All right. Up next we have Sasaki to Miyano, episode 11. This is the part of the podcast where I'm going to be a little bit more critical.
Ooh,
now that we're done with our episodes of the week.
Fine. Yeah, the great shows are over. Now we're into the critical shows.
Right. Episode 11. So we found out this in the funniest way that the chairman is straight, actually. And
I'm gay. Oh, me too, bro.
Yeah, right. Dude, I'm gay. Me too. And she's like, "Oh, that's wild. What about you? You like dick too?" Like, that was the most bizarre coming out scene I have ever seen. Oh my god, that took me out because that was so ridiculous. Like, I like boys. I ain't having no kids. He's like, yeah, I like boys too, I think. Like, what a 1-2 punch.
Yeah, that mother was like, what the fuck? It's I just wanted to eat dinner.
Right, she's like, I just wanted my chicken. I just wanted my chicken.
The guy also was like, oh, I'm also... If he was just like, yeah, by the way, I'm also gay, she would have just like threw the fucking plate across the room, like, well, dinner's ruined, bye guys. No grandchildren.
Oh my god, that was so funny. And I love how she was like, oh, at least I can count on you. Meanwhile, her daughter's right there.
Look, I'm not gay. Shut up.
Shut up, girl. It's all about you. That was so funny. That part and the last scene at the end where he realizes, like, oh, or Miyano tells Sasaki, yeah, I always put my bag on the other arm just because you like walking to my left. I don't want it to hit you. And then it shows all the flashbacks to actual scenes in the anime where he does that.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, I like that. I like that a lot.
I mean, I liked it because it's a good attention to detail moment, but I also felt like, I don't know why he'd be embarrassed by that. Like,
right?
Is that a romantic? Like, I also don't put my bag on the side of the shoulder where people are walking because I don't want to hit them. I don't know.
Yeah, but he's like, oh, I'm doing it's just the whole. Oh my god, I'm just doing this just for you.
I'm doing it for you. I mean, you're right. Next time, I'm gonna put my bag specifically on the shoulder of the person I'm not dating, so I can fucking bump them. And then I'm
actually doing it right to a chase and slam my book bag on their head as hard as possible.
When I hit you with my book bag, Drew, and you were like, whoa, what are you doing? I'm like, listen, Drew, I don't have to. I'm not dating you. I don't have to consider you where I put my book bag.
Right. And then I push you in the street because I'm like, I'm not dating you. So I
Yeah.
don't worry about.
You get to actively be hostile to people you are dating.
Oh god, but yeah, but other than that, that episode was like, it was a lot of, I mean, Miyano being like, oh my god, I do like him, and then he spends the majority of the scene trying to confess. I would say the scenes with the chairman were the only scenes that I think I cared about. I
was kind of like taken out of it by like every time he was trying to talk to Sasaki, some shit just happened like that pulled Sasaki's attention away. I'm like, nah, this Sasaki's totally clingy like semi-stalker dude. He would totally blow these other guys off and be like, "No, I'm talking to my lover right now."
I don't know. I would not call him semi-stalker, but I understand where you get that impression from.
Obsessive. Let's call him that.
Where's this energy for like everyone else, for every other shonen that we watch?
I just don't like Sasaki. I don't know what it is.
I
know what it is, but you know. Like I said, if I knew someone like him in real life, I'd be like, "Yo, this person is red flags."
I don't know. I feel like you. I don't know. It's weird because you've never been like this about any other shonen, but this one in particular, you're like.
Well, I feel like because it's so grounded, it just makes it feel more realistic, and I'm just like, "Oh no, this is," and maybe because they're in high school, and I'm like, these are like warning signs.
I mean, he backs off for the most part. There's some times where he does it, but he pulls back. He has self-control. He has self-control.
Listen, I will say he's gotten better. Let's put it that way.
Absolutely. Also, this whole like Miyano being like, "Oh, how should I tell it? Oh my god, the whole apprehensive about it." I'm like, bitch. He said he likes you. His like this is not like I would understand if you were like, "Oh, well, what if he doesn't like me?" or like that. I would understand him like mulling it over in that case. In this case, you already know how he feels about you, so just say it.
Just feel like I thought about it, and I do like you.
Right. Blah, blah, blah. Right, like it's that
literally
simple.
Just like that.
Just like that. So I don't know. I was just like, whatever, cool, whatever. I'm just clearly this episode is biting time until the end of this series.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to Precon, season 2, episode 10. So basically Kaiser's like, Carol, you're mine to control, and kind of.
Yeah, a little bit.
Kind of. I can't tell how much was Carol and how much wasn't.
Yeah, it's like, I'd say like, actually it did kind of blur the lines because at first I thought she was just completely brainwashed.
Right, and then she was like, you saw moments of hesitation, so I'm like, she isn't. And then she's like, no, I can't do this anymore. So I'm like, okay, so she's not. And then Kaiser's like, oh, the fuck you are. And then she was. So
yeah. So it's a bit ambiguous how much Karu is under the control of Kaiser or not.
Right.
Although she's not, I feel like that's a really hard turn for I mean, I guess Karu can be evil.
Yeah, I mean, look who she's working for.
Yeah, I would feel like she'd at least be a little bit more hesitant to, like, oh well, time to just flip the switch and be murderous towards everyone in the city that I was friends with.
Yeah. So that's why I agree with you. That's why I'm not sure myself.
Yeah. Although I did like what they did with this episode in bringing back a lot of the older character, like from earlier in the season, like the book club girl, or not the book club, but the science girl,
Dr. Uni,
Uni, like it all came back together.
Homegirl, I think her name might be Shiro. Question mark. And then was it Miyoko, the ghost?
Yeah, Miyako.
And Miyako, and then Ilya.
Yeah. Even the two joke guys that are already just chilling in the background had some moments. They saved Yuki.
They saved Yuki. I love how every time they're like talking, you see them in the corner just like stomping out the one shadow.
Yeah.
It's really funny. And then Pecorine, in a really cool moment, reveals her identity. She's like, I'm Princess Dan Justiana, and I'm a bad bitch. Or I'm gonna save you
cool.
all. Hooray! So it was, it was an okay episode. It was, I don't know why. Something just felt a little lackluster, and I can't quite.
Yeah, I know
put
what you mean.
my finger on it.
Yeah, like I liked the episode, but it didn't like super wow me. I felt like it was very by the numbers, I guess, is a way to like I could predict everything that was gonna happen in the episode.
Right.
Like, oh yeah, Kyra's gonna turn, and then Pecorine's gonna show up and they're gonna have an emotional moment, and then they're gonna turn. Yeah, it felt very tropey.
So, yes, very predictable. Nothing really out of the box there. And I know it's plot, but excuse me. It also wasn't as funny.
Yeah, it was very plot forward. Yeah. But even the other episodes where it's plot forward, they tend to at least have bits of comedy here and there to like make it like slightly lighter. Yeah, and even the ones that weren't that funny had more outside the box writing.
Right.
And, like crazy fights and shit.
And I feel like just the little bits of humor they had in this episode wasn't quite enough to keep me invested.
Yeah. There are 2 episodes left though, so it's like it's possible we might get this wrapped up next episode. Maybe next episode might just be like we get Kyaru back, and then like the last episode's like now to fight the Kaiser.
Yeah, exactly. Might be it. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Up next is Tensai Ouji no Kaji Koka Saisei Jutsu episode 10. I'm gonna be honest. Once again, a little disappointed from this episode. It didn't hit like I said. It once again did not hit quite the same as it normally does for me.
I can see that. Because like nothing crazy happened this episode.
Right. It was like it felt very much like a segue episode.
It was. But I liked it because it kind of there were a couple of moments here and there. Like first off, when he was doing negotiations with the crazy chick and the army general, and then he's like playing this game where he's like, "Oh, we'll buy all your weapons from you," and the crazy chick is just there thinking like, "Yes, I'm gonna reject him and wallow in his sorrow." And while she's doing this like long internal monologue, the guy's like, "Oh yeah, we accept that offer."
And she's like, "What?"
And she's like so salty about it.
Yeah, like the beginning, I feel like was pretty strong. Just with that opening joke. And like, there's like once again some good comedic moments sprinkled in, like, Wine using like the malicious standstill to like, I'm gonna have the meeting, and then he just blames everything on Demetrio. He's like, bitch.
I like the logic behind that too. Like, shit, if we don't blame him, then it's gonna look bad when the other brother turns on us.
Right, exactly.
Like, fuck it, it's all his fault.
Exactly.
He poisoned himself in a way to undermine us.
Excuse me. So, which we worked down his favor, of course. I like the fact that Xeno was like the anti-Loa, and the fact that she was like, I actually have no interest in marrying you.
Yeah, see, that's what I like. For me, I get why you think the last part of the episode might have been a bit slow, because really it was just them walking around the city.
Yeah, that part was like the last part that just like kind of stood out, and I enjoyed it.
The only reason I liked it is because the last line, like, it was just line being like, yes, she's gonna ask me to marry her, she's gonna propose, and then he's like hyping himself up constantly.
Yeah,
and then he's like, why don't you actually marry me? And she's like, I don't like your face.
I don't like your face. I don't really want to marry you.
And is just like trying not to laugh.
a little smile on her face.
The only thing I didn't like is I wish that was her actual reason. Like, she just didn't like the way he looked, because it would have undermined like his whole like political thought process. He just completely overlooked the actual human element of like, oh no, I just want to marry you because I don't like the way you look.
Yeah, I like this wasn't like a bad episode. It was just didn't have it didn't have quite the punch as it usually does, and I will say compared to uh Precon and Kai and Kaijin Kaihatsubu, this anime is pretty consistent. Like pretty consistent. So I was a little shocked that I felt like this is somewhat lackluster.
You know what it is? I think it feels like it was disjointed because I feel like they should have made this episode the beginning part and the middle part. So like the beginning where they're the army and they meet with the crazy woman, and then the ending part where he comes and talks to the brothers and they have their meeting. It feels like that last section with Zenoya and all of them felt tacked on. And it was just like weird. Like, why are we going from this whole scenario into like just a segue into a new arc or like a new setting to set up some other arc?
And this is not the first time they did it, but I feel like
it just didn't work here.
Right, it just didn't work this episode because it was just so literally like end of one arc, beginning of other kind of thing.
It was really abrupt.
Yeah, so that's why I feel like it didn't just stick enough for me. But yeah,
understandable.
we have 2 more episodes left, so I'm assuming shit's gonna happen. It's gonna pick up and go back to its normal standards.
No, it's gonna be 2 episodes of Slice of Life, and Princess Connect is gonna be the one that goes hyper crazy.
Okay, well, there we go. Last but not least, we have Kaijin Kaihatsubu no Kuroitsu-san, episode 10.
Yes.
This
one I wasn't really for that.
So, of all the 3 episodes I just spoke of, this was just this was like this one made me the most sad because I'm just like, man, I feel like this anime kind of backslid with this one. Like,
this was the worst one of the season for them so far.
Period. Very much. It was just so. It was like the whole idol thing, and there's nothing about it that like added that extra.
Why did they take the whole episode on this? Of all the concepts like that they've done, where it's like, oh, we have the magical girl interview, like all the little like so far every single episode has been like broken up into 2 or 3 parts with like 2 or 3 different storylines, and they just chose this storyline to be the entire episode.
I don't get it. I don't understand. Not enough references to the other characters can make up for this plot, where it's very generic. I want to be an idol.
I was waiting for something to happen. Like I was like, when's the shoe gonna drop, and like some crazy's gonna happen? But no, it's just like literally, what if what's her name from Zombie Idol?
Right. She's
Tai, yeah.
Right. Exactly. Tai wants to become
what if Tai was a monster and wanted to be a monster? But they didn't even have the dedication to go all the way like Zombie Saga does, where it's like Tai keeps her voice being like No, they just gave this girl like
a singing voice.
Like
I said, Kamula just gave her omnipotent
super cells.
Yeah, and then she's like, I can sing, and then a billion montages of her learning how to sing and dance. Like, girl,
I don't understand what this episode was doing. I do not understand. This felt like a filler episode.
Yeah, extraordinarily filler.
Like a very, very low tier filler episode. Yeah,
right.
Which sucks. Series, I like the monster. She was cute, but
in a series that does not need a filler.
True. Yeah, every episode has been building on itself to like go crazier and crazier, or like expand the world in some way. And this one was just like
the beach. In my mind, like Idol. The beach one was more or less a filler, but that was awesome.
But that was at least fun.
Yeah, that was a really good episode. Yeah, this was pain. It was really pain. It was literally just like, and it had like the wrong focus on the wrong characters. And which also hurt it so much. It's like, let's focus on this mummy girl who isn't funny. Wolf can't really like play off the mummy girl because mummy isn't funny, and then Camila, who also isn't funny.
I like her, but I like her when she's being an idol junkie.
Okay, let me phrase that. Camilla wasn't funny, and she also wasn't doing the whole idol thing, and I don't understand why. You literally love idols.
This was definitely a filler episode. This was the characters were acting inconsistent with how they normally act. There wasn't really that much jokes materials here or there. There was no subversive elements, which the show does a lot. They usually like to rug pull you and be like, we're making a parody or a joke. This wasn't a parody or a joke. This was just an idol episode from a generic I would find in any of the other 700 idol shows that are airing this season and every season, you know? Like Love Live or something.
Right. This felt like I'm watching generic Tyler Perry movie number 533. Or why didn't I get married? Meets Medea's homecoming, funeral, birth, past, present, and future, so on and so forth. It was bad. We're
only critical because we love this show, right? We expect better,
right? I know it had kind of slow. There's some episodes where it's kind of slow and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But this is
this is a different tier.
This is
bad from even the slowest episodes of the series.
This is bad. This is what started me. This is the first anime I started watching, and I think I may have been eating this with my dinner, and no, I didn't eat this with my dinner. No, I watched this. I was watching these after the live watch. And I started with this one, and bitch, it almost knocked me the fuck out. I almost fell asleep.
I started this morning while eating breakfast, and I was like,
oh. Good time. Great time. This is a filler thing. You have to eat food to distract from how generic and boring it is.
Well, next week will be better, I'm sure.
Please
don't let the last two episodes be filler. Just let
they literally cannot get any worse than that.
Don't say that.
Right. Never mind. It's only going to get better than that.
Yes, only gets better. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm. And with that being said, we are finally done with our weekly reviews, which means it is time for the Waifu Wars. Who are our lovely ladies this week?
So I was thinking about doing something interesting, kind of like a series of battles. So
like a tournament style?
Yes, like a tournament, right? And I figured the best way to start this, right? It's gonna be a
wait. How many are they gonna
rounds?
Be? Yeah,
we're gonna go.
How many contestants?
So I'm thinking we do each gen of Pokemon, all the women from that gen. Pick a wife, your number one waifu from that gen, and then at the end, all the gens versus each other.
Okay.
Or at least all the winners of each gen.
Okay, so what are we doing now? Are we
Gen 1?
Just all. Oh God.
All the women in Gen 1.
All the women in Gen 1.
Yes. So, gym leaders, Team Rocket grunts or whatever. Main characters.
Let's see. I think since I love girls with long hair, and I loves me a baddie, and she certainly was in this series and in the game, I'm gonna pick Sabrina.
Yeah, I figured this gen is gonna be the easiest one that we're gonna agree on because I'm also gonna pick Sabrina.
Wow, I'm surprised.
It was between Sabrina, Misty, and Erica.
Right, I thought you were gonna say
Misty. I'm trying to just think of the games for this one. I'm not gonna lean on the anime for bias. And yeah, no, Sabrina, because first off, she's the most badass gym leader easily.
She has a whip.
Most intimidating. Yeah, she had a whip. She had a crazy strong gym that punished you. Although Erica was Erica was easy.
Right.
But
It's like just have. Do you have flying type?
mm-hmm. But yeah, no, Sabrina's badass. She had a great typing, like Pokemon typing.
Yeah.
Great gym.
Psychic was pretty busted.
Psychic is busted, yeah. Sabrina's just badass in general. Plus, I'm pretty sure she'd make a good waifu. She'd like, she'd have like a bunch of psychic mons helping her. I don't know, clean up the house and shit.
Yeah, fuck that gym design though.
The teleporters.
Yes.
Yeah, I hate any gym that has. I hate any gym with a puzzle. So
you hate
especially teleporting gyms and ice gyms, like the ice sliding puzzles.
Oh my god,
easily the worst two gimmicks.
Wow, I'm just the way I watched you struggle.
Ice sliding and fucking teleportation in Pokemon games are the literal worst things ever.
Yes, and if you guys don't know what we're talking about, you should catch our Oras Soul Link Nuzlocke.
I think there's a whole episode where I was just in the gym.
Right, I'm literally just there sitting back, like chilling, literally giving you nothing.
You beat the gym in like 2 minutes, and the rest of the 28 minutes of the.
I think
sliding around.
I think at some point I just dropped down to fight all the trainers, yeah. Just because. Why not?
Fuck ice puzzles. But yeah, no, I figured Gen 1 would be easy. I think the later gens are going to be a bit more controversial.
Controversy. Me likey.
Mm-hmm.
So is that where we're just going to end off? Just doing Gen 1 waifus today?
Just Gen 1 for today. Next time we do Gen 2.
Got you. Alright. Well then, in that case, that is the end of Waifu Wars, the segment, and the podcast. Oni, if you'd be so kind and take us away.
And guys, if you enjoyed this episode of Waifu Wars, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so you can catch all of the podcasts as they go up every single week. We're also available on Spotify, iTunes, and wherever your favorite podcasts are available. If you haven't already, do join the party over in our Discord. Follow us on Twitter and follow us on Twitch, all linked in the description down below. And if you'd like, you can even become a patron or channel member, like all these lovely people on screen right here. Drew, do you have anything you'd like to add?
Watch Osama Ranking. Watch it. Next week I'm probably gonna talk all about it.
Fair enough. I will probably watch it at some point, not next week, but at some point.
Please do. I would say Oni, watch at least 3 episodes. Just 3 episodes.
All right, fair enough.
It's one of those animes where it's like, at least in my mind, it goes by so quick.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a lot. It's a lot.
I gotta say something funny, but I'll save it for next time. Until next time, this has been Silveroni and
Drewby. Oh my god, that pause.
And we'll catch y'all later. Bye.
Bye.